This is the second part of the Montessori roots lesson. This video includes roots help to prevent erosion, two main types of roots, varieties of roots. Each of these lessons can be shown on a different day. We are going to start with roots help to prevent erosion. Remember that roots are growing in the ground and they're searching for water? Well, they create a network, and this network of roots hold the soil to it. In this way, the roots help the soil from being washed away when it rains. And it also helps the soil from being blown away on a windy day. So look at this plant that we have here. Look at all the soil that's attached to the roots. Okay, you can go out in your neighborhood and you can find a root system with exposed roots. So if we look at this chart, we can see a network of roots. And here we can see that the soil is attached to the roots. And so in this way, the trees or the plants help to prevent erosion. So now we're going to talk about the two main types of roots. So you can do an experiment. If you have any kinds of seeds, if you have a bean seed and a corn seed, you can set up an experiment with construction paper and 2 jars, and you can grow the seeds, and then you can look at the kind of roots that they have. And so we did that already, and we can talk about the 2 different kinds of roots there are. Okay, the roots that go straight down are called tap roots. So you can see this one has a nice straight root that goes all the way down. This is a tap root. Roots that grow all over like a net are called fasciculate. Fasciculate. That word comes from the Latin word fascis, meaning bundle. It's a bundle of roots. So you can go out in the garden, you can pull things up, and you can see, are they a tap root, are they a fasciculate? There's all kinds of things that you can do to find out what kind of root they are. All right. Now, the last thing we wanted to talk about today was the variety of roots. In some parts of the earth, the competition for water underneath the ground is very great. Sometimes those roots can't find the water they need, and so they have given up the bit of finding the water in the ground, and they've decided that they're going to take the water out of the air. It's in these areas where there are tropical forests, where the plants can find enough water without having to go underground. These plants live on branches of trees rather than on the ground, and we call those aerial roots. Bromeliads, philodendron, orchids, and these are really popular plants right now. They're called air plants. And if you notice, this doesn't even go in the dirt. It just grows and gets water from the air. Sometimes roots do other jobs besides collecting water. Sometimes they help the plant to grow towards the light to get the sun that they need to make their food. In order to climb, they have suckers, because these little suckers attach to things they want to climb on, and we call those kinds of plants root climbers. So now you're going to have to do some investigating. Ivy, trumpet vines, poison oak, and poison ivy are all root climbers. Now, another one that you can try to look for is called a pillar root. In some plants, when the branches are really heavy, roots drop down to support these big branches, and these are called pillar roots. And we know that pillars help to support heavy things. A banyan tree. So if you want to look something up, a banyan tree is an example of a pillar root. Then another one we have is prop roots. Some plants have roots that are developed for the stem right above the ground. There's a row of roots that grows out to help prop the plant up so it won't fall down, and those are called prop roots. Sometimes in marshy areas, prop roots are used to push the plant up so the roots won't die or rot because it's so wet. So mangroves and ball cypresses are example of prop roots. Now, the last kind of roots we're going to talk about today is swollen roots. Now, sometimes the roots have taken up the job to store food, and those are called swollen roots. But there are different kinds of swollen roots. We know how clever plants are. They always do things in different ways. So here we have a swollen root. This is called a conical root. A carrot is a conical root. This is the root of the plant. Here's the plant, and this is a conical root. Okay. We have another swollen root. It is called a napiform. So here's the root. Here's our plant. This is a beet. Turnips and some kinds of radishes are napiforms. Now there's another one that's really hard to find. It's called a white radish, and it is called a fusiform. Okay, this is a red radish as an example, but again, here's the root. This is the plant. Okay, and if we had a white radish, it would be an example of a fusiform. Now the last one I want to talk about is a tuberous root. Okay, a tuberous root might be a yam or a sweet potato. So for roots, you can go out, you can look what's in your fridge, see what you're going to eat this weekend, see if you have any of these kinds of swollen roots. You can do some exploration if you can get on the internet, or you have an encyclopedia, or you might have a book about plants, and see if you can find pictures of examples of prop roots and root climbers and pillar roots. See if you can find the root hairs. See if you can do some experiments with your different seeds to find out what kind of roots they have.